The famous నీ ఇంటికి వచ్చా నీ నట్టింటికి వచ్చా. Yeah, that dialogue and తొడగొడితే ఆ సౌండ్కే నీ గుండెపోటు వస్తుందిరా. That dialogue also. There is a scene in Om Shanti Om when Shah Rukh Khan's character pretends to be a South Indian superstar, throwing a tiger, defying physics and uttering the now infamous I still don't know who talks like that. But yeah, it was meant as a spoof, but it captured how Hindi cinema caricatured South action films. Ennada raskala. The truth is, larger than life, logic-defying action was never exclusive to South cinema or Telugu cinema. But what I noticed is, in Telugu states, it was surely celebrated with unmatched enthusiasm. I also enjoyed and still enjoy, but only if done tastefully. We have seen heroes sending 20 men flying with a single kick. One jump could launch cars into orbit, and a casual hand wave could change the direction of the wind. A hero could walk out of an explosion without a speck of dust, stop train with one finger. Villain arrives in 15 Tata Sumos, while hero arrives in 20. The background score rose before our hero did. Like punch could trigger small earthquakes. In these films, the heroes didn't defy logic. Logic simply stepped aside and made way for our heroes. The idea of the video is not to trigger anyone, but you understood which scenes I'm talking about, right? Over the time, as realism became fashionable, this formula began to be dismissed as outdated or cringe. Most stars who relied on such tropes saw diminishing results. Also, mention in the comment section below which of the recent mass masala commercial film that you saw would have worked 5 or 10 years ago, but it didn't work now. Take any big or small stars. Their films, which are following a similar style of filmmaking, are not working, giving us a feeling that this kind of cinema has reached its extinction point. But one man remained untouched by this shift. In fact, he has only intensified the formula.
Market lo maninche sound koncham ekku expect chestar.
And the audience has only grown louder. At 65, Nandamuri Balakrishna is delivering the kind of mass hysteria that both senior and young stars struggle to replicate. The question is, how is he managing to pull this off? And most importantly, why does this formula still work only on him? This is Maruti Acharya with Sanjay Pannappa, and let's get into the details. Bob, ready Bob. Start camera. Action! Editor, music.
గతం మర్చిపోయారా?
అయిన వాళ్ళు బాలయ్య అంటారు, పరాయి వాళ్ళు బాలకృష్ణ అంటారు.
చిత్తూరు, కడప, కర్నూలు మనతాడు కట్టిన ప్రతి మగాడు ఆపుకోవడానికి ప్రయత్నించొచ్చు. ఇది మన సౌండ్.
Point number 1. He didn't adapt to the genre, he shaped it. To understand why Balakrishna still succeeds with this formula, one must go back to late 1990s when he helped define what Telugu mass cinema would become. Telugu cinema was a blend of love story, family drama with action as a small portion of it. Our cinema was always like full meal cinema. I think it still is. In 1999, Samara Simha Reddy didn't just release, it detonated. It revolutionized the faction mass action space. It wasn't the first over-the-top film, but it changed the grammar of the genre with its attitude, energy, exaggerated violence. Balakrishna became the face of a cinematic style that didn't need subtlety because it had swagger. The famous నీ ఇంటికి వచ్చా నీ నట్టింటికి వచ్చా. Yeah, that dialogue and తొడగొడితే ఆ సౌండ్కే నీ గుండెపోటు వస్తుందిరా. That dialogue also. Special mention to director B. Gopal Garu. He is the OG action director. Thank you so much, sir, for your legendary films. Then came the early 2000s wave. Narasimha Naidu 2001 became an industry hit. You remember the scene, right, where Balakrishna walks in the station and goons are all running. There are lot of films in this genre. Palanati Brahma Naidu, you can name them. Even when his career fluctuated between 2005 and 2010, his image never shifted because the audience didn't want it to. Simha and Legend restarted the mass storm for a new generation. They didn't modernize him. They reminded audience why this old template didn't need modernizing. And when Akhanda exploded post-COVID, it wasn't reinvention. It was the third major wave of a star whose brand has remained consistent for more than 4 decades. Number 2, comfort food cinema. what makes his audience come back. Though many people criticize and make fun of Balakrishna's films, for his fans, mass cinema works like comfort food. They know the recipe: fierce dialogue, heavy-duty drama, sometimes mythological references, physics-defying action. All of this is part of the mixture. Unlike other stars who get trolled or rejected when they attempt something similar, Balakrishna's version feels authentic. It is his language, his rhythm, his world. Yes, he has done experimental films through his career, but he never abandoned the core base that built him, which is very, very important. He didn't chase trends, he stayed rooted to what connected him with his audience, and they rewarded that consistency. Number 3. Going all out, the formula that only he can pull off. If anyone else narrated the plot of Akhanda, it would sound entirely unhinged and borderline stupid. Trust me. Twins separated at birth, Aghora rituals, uranium mining, black magic, supernatural blessing, Hindu Purana and Itihasa reference, and villains being punched into alternate dimensions. I am talking about all of this in one film. There is a sequence where Balakrishna literally appears to kick the soul out of a goon, and theaters erupted as if it was the most natural thing. On paper, none of this should work. On screen, it works because
both are not same.
Where most stars attempt balance or subtlety, he leans in extremity. Where others try to tone things down to suit modern tastes, he escalates the madness. The conviction is what fans connect with. Films like Simha, Legend, Akhanda, Bhagwan Kesari, and the recent Daku Maharaj prove that his heightened universe survives only when Balakrishna is at the center of it. Number 4. The off-screen persona that reinforces the myth. There is no dissonance between Balakrishna on-screen and Balakrishna off-screen. His public interactions, emotional reactions, dramatic speech, pattern, and intense body language mirrors his cinematic identity. The recent viral video of him reacting to the Akhanda 2 trailer, loud, emotional, animated, only reinforced the idea that he doesn't play mass cinema. He lives it. This merging of persona and performance is rare. In an era where most actors maintained a polished, PR-trained image, Balakrishna feels refreshingly unfiltered, making his myth feel more genuine. Yes, there are few people who criticize his behavior in public, sometimes rightfully so, but there are also people who celebrate it, calling it raw and real. Number 5. The right directors at the right time. His resurgence in the last 4 years is not accidental. It is built on the collaborations with directors who understand his meter, his strengths, and his mythic tone. Boyapati Sinu cracked the formula with Simha, Legend, and later Akhanda. Bhagwan Kesari introduced emotional weight without losing the elevation. Even films like Daku Maharaj positioned him in spaces that amplified the Balakrishna persona rather than dilute it. These directors didn't try to fit him into a modern framework. They built worlds around him, and that makes all the difference. And lastly, Akhanda 2 is not going to be any different. At 65, when most stars step back into quieter, restrained roles, Balakrishna is preparing to escalate the madness with Akhanda 2. The trailer alone, with its heightened action, mythical fury, dual roles, and supernatural theatrics, makes it clear that he is ready to push the boundaries even further. And audience are more than ready, because Balakrishna is the one star whose meter hasn't changed, even though the industry's has. Balakrishna's journey proves one thing: cinema evolves, tastes shift, trends fade, but authenticity never goes out of style. Again, at 65, he's the last man standing for a genre he shaped, and the way things look, he isn't stopping anytime soon. And what do you think about NBK 111? The poster is out. And how excited are you for Akhanda 2 Tandavam? Mention that also in the comments below. Before ending the video, thank you so much for all the love and support. Akhanda 2 is releasing, and we will be there getting the review, public reaction, and if there is any celebration, that also as early as possible. That day Dhurandhar, lot of releases. Do not miss any of that. Like, share, and subscribe. With that, with Sanjay Panappa, this is Maruti Acharya, and you're watching India Today.